There's a school of philosophy that defines a miracle as a change in perception.
Oh, little puppies, we have them in here. One of the puppies we rescued from the Bronx. People ask me, oh, what kind of dogs are they? Mastiffs? This? I said, no, they're South Bronx Melange. That's what a South Bronx Melange looks like. Hey, Mama. Hey, good to you. That's Guapo and Cañonera, in honor of their Latin roots in the Bronx. Gave them Latin names. Right, Papa? Mama? Give me. Ooh-hoo-hoo.
I'm a architectural metals contractor. Do curtain wall storefronts, windows, doors, things of that nature, aluminum and glass.
Mira aquí cómo quedó el ángulo de ese lado. El trimming.
We have 22 employees. We have a few trucks, a couple of assembly houses, and office in New York City. We're just steadily growing.
Mira. Cualquier, any problem or mistake you think we made, just put down. So dime el total.
We have a lot of dedicated, professional, competent people working with us. And it's amazing. We have white, black, Hispanic, American Indian, Arabs, Jews, all work in the one company. Male, female, you know. And we all get along. It's like one big family. People care about each other, which is just rare on a construction site.
My man, Conrad.
I think it's like there's a camaraderie within us, and so I think that's one of the ingredients that makes us successful.
Hey, Papa, look, he's right here. Come on, Pop. Come here, Papa. What's the matter, Mama? What's the matter with your eyes? You blind? Come here.
I've rescued a lot of animals from construction sites.
You blind? What's the matter with your eyes, huh?
Sometimes they have to be fostered at the office till we find them a place.
Are you Mama or Papa? You look like a Mama. This is Michelle, our office manager, administrative head.
He told me that there were cats in the office, and when I came for the interview, I saw all of them. I met them all. And he asked me if I minded the fact that there were cats in the office. I said no, and he told me that, you know, along with the office duties, there was also cat duties, and, you know, if I mind doing that, I said no, it didn't bother me, you know, it really didn't.
People would never expect it from me, you know, never expect, so they're really taken aback first.
So, let me just show you, it's a small version.
It's just not usually connected with contractors, this animal consciousness, but I don't hide it. All our trucks have some kind of animal-friendly advertising on it. Okay. The idea struck me one night as, you know, to fill a gap. I always want to fill that gap. Because people know it comes from an animal, people know that people wear it. But that middle part is what's missing. That's the reality. The animal had his skin, or her skin taken away from her. Also, somebody could pose, you know, walking down Fifth Avenue and like, be noticed by her friends or his friends. You know, it's an icon of luxury. It's a shame to have to hurt an animal just for that. We're gonna
plaster our vehicles, our trucks and our vans, big trucks, big vans, and they're going to be plastered on both sides, front and back, with these banners. And you'll be through the course of work, our regular work day, they're going to be going wherever they go. So you just have to put it out there enough for people to reach that critical mass. John said he's going to send me the old quote, and I never got it.
Relax. They're pulling the file, and they're just checking the quotes. They're just going to update the quotes.
Papi Chulo, I just want to know what the old one was, that's all.
I'll send you a copy of the old one, Papi Chulo.
Okay, I'll see you at the meeting, right? All right.
Growing up in Brooklyn, it wasn't a very pacifist environment, especially in the area that I grew up, okay? It was actually a lot of violence, blood and guts, and a lot of machismo. The kids grew up to learn violence, I included. You know, I've seen friends of mine, I didn't do it, not for any reason other than maybe I was afraid. But, you know, I've seen them hurt animals. I've seen them hurt animals in zoos at night. I remember gangs of kids chasing after cats in alleyways with intent to harm. And it's a power thing. You could exert your power over something else, someone else.
There he is. ¿Qué hay? No, okay.
But, you know, really, unlike a lot of kids I grew up with, my family didn't particularly have any affinity for animals at all, not even at the level of companion animals. They actually had an aversion to animals. And I guess I had that same idea, really. I never had a pet in my life. I never had an animal, never. Actually, I was a little frightened of them. You know, something I guess was instilled in me as a child that from my mother. She had some kind of neuroses about animals, like, oh, don't touch them, they're dirty, you know. They have all these nasty functions you don't want to deal with. You know, it's like very unhygienic, unsanitary creatures.
Dante!
This black man is in the hospital. He's an artist. And I usually sit
It wasn't until someone introduced me to a little kitten, and she asked me to babysit this kitten. Now, that was asking too much. However, I did have an ulterior motive. She was a very pretty woman, very desirable. She asked me for this favor. I figured I'll get a date out of this.
Y'all ready?
Anyway, if anyone knew me, it would be an impossibility to have this furry, unhygienic creature in my house. My house was a place where it was kept like a museum. You could eat off the rugs. It was just out of place to have a kitten running rampant in there and possibly soiling the rug that you could eat off of. And, but anyway, however, my self-interest was the motivator, and I accepted and was entrusted to this kitten. I don't know what I thought a cat was. I guess what I thought a cat was no more than an ambulatory organism. You know, and that's it. You know, it meowed, it had fur, it walked, and, you know, and that was basically it. But then I found out it was more than that. The kitten actually had preferences, likes, dislikes, tried to communicate to me what she wanted. And I started learning all this. It's fascinating. And I developed a bond and a trust, and I bonded the cat, and I loved the cat. There's no other way to say it. Love to me meant to want the best for the cat. That's the definition of love. So want the best for the cat with or without me. So that particular kitten was taken back to the woman's house, and I'd visit. And there was another opportunity with another cat, and that's where the ball started really rolling for me. There was another cat, and he was abandoned, a declawed cat that was abandoned in a building in Brooklyn. And the same woman said, look, there's a cat abandoned there. Do you think you could hold him till we find a place for him? I said, sure. Went there, beautiful cat, really, work of art. Good job. So anyway, this cat followed me around the house, and I felt I had a companion, a real, more so than the first cat. Actually, this cat, Moo Moo, happens to be the reason why I quit smoking. I was a smoker for 25 years. Camels, non-filters, 2 packs a day, ruled my life. And in my life, I've made a lot of changes, and I've evolved in different ways. But I thought I was going to be stuck with smoking. I thought smoking, I would die smoking. So there I was on my sofa, smoking my probably 35th cigarette of the day. Moo Moo sat at my feet, and my living room was full of smoke. And I started looking how I loved Moo Moo. I loved Moo Moo, and I want the best for him. And I started sizing him up. It became clear to me how much smaller he was. I said, wow, he's about 10 times smaller than I am. And if I'm smoking 1 cigarette, he's smoking 10. You know, and concurrently with this thought came the idea that this animal had no choice. I ruled over him. He couldn't possibly get up, go to the door, turn the knob, and say, look, Eddie, I'm getting out of here. It's just too much smoke here. The sense that I was directly doing harm didn't sit well with me. You know, directly doing harm to someone, my cat, that would choose not to be harmed if he could speak, you know. So I had to accept his being. By accepting his being, I had to not smoke. That with the fact that he was sitting right there looking at me. Don't ask me if this really happened, but I could have sworn he coughed. And that was it. I said, that's it. And the cigarette was extinguished.
Hey, Bagel, he's a big dad.
Hey, Papa. A couple months later, I had my first rescue. He was in such lamentable condition. He could barely move. He was infected in both paws. He had pus oozing all over the place. His teeth were rotten. He was limping. He's full of mites. He weighed about 7 pounds. Sounds big for a cat, but he weighs 26 pounds now. Big cat. I call him Bagel because I was stepping on the rotten bagel, and he was so hungry. He grabbed the bagel in his rotten teeth, and he limped into the bushes. It was really heartbreaking. At that point, I hailed a cab. I took him to the doctor, fixed him up, and I brought him over to my office. He jumped on my lap, and this beautiful guy just laying there. And you got to remember, still, I wasn't used to really touching or feeling animals. It was still only a matter of a couple of months. So this was a whole new experience to actually, you know, feel his structure, his bone. I never really did that. Well, this is what I'm talking to my brother. He called me to invite me to dinner. Anyways, I was speaking with him. I'm feeling this cat's structure, the bagel structure, and I felt him all the way down. I got to his hind leg, and I was squeezing it, and I felt it, and I kept on squeezing it all the way down to his foot, and it was eerie, uncanny. It was so much like a drumstick, you know, and I said, wow, this is strange. The tendons, the whole thing, just reminiscent of a drumstick. I didn't think much of it after that, and got up, got dressed, and went to my brother's house. And guess what they were having? Chicken. You know, they might as well have been having cat, because it was the same thing to me. You know, I just couldn't do it. Petting them one moment, eating them the next. You know, I made that connection between, get it, animal, period. Not cat, dog, animal. Anyway, I didn't eat that night. I just stared at the carcass. That was vestiges of a bird on it. Then I just saw it for what it was. Plus, I had another animal that I was going to go home to. How was I going to explain to him?
Hello, boys and girls. This is Mary. Mary is the mother of JW. Sachi! This is Inky Jabba Joe. We found him across the street from my vet's office when I was coming out with another cat. And there he was, with a broken paw. He was very sad. Oh, he looks very angelic now. Oh, angelic. What you been doing? Huh? Nicky Java Joe told me you've been a bad boy. He's gonna bite me any second. What? What are you saying? He's a ham. Come on. Who's your favorite? Whoever I'm with at the time. What can I tell you? You hissed.
And you guys are all finished except for the one part over by where they accept the coal delivery. Eddie hired me because I love animals. I have animals at home. I've always loved animals. I thought it was great that he had a cat there, you know. And after 2 months, I was vegetarian. Yeah, he's in the SCI. I'll call him and I'll let him know that you're going to be there for that bid, and that you'll just. Yeah, it's like a joy to come here. And the cat's being around and just his overall personality. He's like a lovable personality. You can't hate him. You cannot hate Eddie. Even if you're mad at him, you just can't hate him, you know? Even if you're like a little annoyed with him, it's just like, pff, it's Eddie.
Do you have a still shot there? Where is
I know the prejudice that occurs because I was one that prejudiced people at one time. And to hear vegetarian, it's as if they were always vegetarian. Oh, they're like, water walkers. You know what I mean? These like ethereal beings that are beyond me. They're like, some people call holier than thou, or, morally superior, whatever. And I just thought like they always were, as if they were born into this existence and they were made for it, sort of like hippies. Like hippies. You eat your soybeans, you work the land, and you hug a tree, but it's not for everybody.
They're not like putting any stress or any pressure on me because I'm not a vegetarian or anything like that. I pretty much ask questions every now and then, and they'll answer them, or they'll just share their feelings or their input on certain things, and I'm just open to hearing them. Like all the suffering and the cruelty towards them. I guess to a certain degree we are aware of it because, we do eat the meat, so we are aware that they are being killed, but not in the degree that they are. Like what exactly was the process that they go through to, to get there.
I saw video footage of pigs being raised, if you want to call it that, being confined in these pens on factory farms, then being transported, and then finally slaughtered.
Here we go, play.
And I just saw this misery. Everything from, intensive confinement to giving drugs, antibiotics, and having their tails docked and ears clipped and snouts bashed, and all the way to transport. A lot of them die en route to the slaughterhouse, and then prodded into line to get them into the chutes to kill them, and a lot of them not dying on the first blow and getting boiled alive. All these horrible things that befall a pig. I cried looking at it. I couldn't think of why these animals were being punished in such a way. I reverted back to my religious upbringing, and I had to somehow think that maybe they were like these horrible sinners reincarnated as food animals, as pigs, and this was their punishment. That maybe Hitler reborn, there it was. That's what he deserved. Because why would this pig have to suffer this much? This was these crazy ideas were going through my mind. When I was eating hot dogs and sausages, I knew it came from an animal. But somehow that's as far as the connection I made. I know it's an animal. But that missing element, connecting the pain and the fear and the suffering, when I wasn't there. Another area that I feel like is even more helpless than human beings is that they can't express themselves. A pig cannot tell you, please, please, do me a favor. Don't kill me or the kids. For a pizza with sausage, please don't do that. I don't want to die. Can't say that. All they do is try to scream when they go into slaughter, and that's it, and that's the extent. There's no advocate for the animals. I've been in a position where my cries have gone unheeded. I know how difficult that is. It was the dead of the night, and it was a robbery type of situation. There were a few people around, and they were just too scared to help. And it was just a constant barrage of kicks and punches. And I tried to yell as much as possible, pleading for mercy, to no avail. You know, I realized that after a while I better save my energy and try to save as much energy as I possibly can, because I needed it to survive this ordeal. If I were to survive it, I needed all my... So I stopped screaming, and I just used that energy just to protect myself as much as I can. And screaming in a vacuum, just the helplessness was nothing like I've ever experienced. I'm sure if somebody would have come to my aid, just in even a form of a voice, hey, stop it, or I'll call the police, something like that, maybe they wouldn't have gone to as far as they did. But they left me there thinking I was dead. And I just felt just empty and alone and afraid, you know. And I know the feelings, that the bewildered fear I had in me. The fear I had in me, the bewilderment, that I wouldn't want anyone that could possibly feel those things to feel it. You know, it's really such a horrible place. And to know that it doesn't take a brain surgeon or an expert ethologist, is that what they call them, animal behaviorists, to know that animals fear, man. They know they're going to get killed. You know, they know that. And to think that their cries will be unheeded. And they are unheeded 9 billion times a year, for the most part. And